Hello everybody, and welcome to another Let's Play with me, your host Tim. And today we're going to try playing Armageddon Empires. Now this game may not record correctly because there's not a whole lot of action that happens in the actual... Well, I'll phrase that, there's a lot of action that happens in the game, but there's not a lot of animation. So I don't know if perhaps it's actually going to record this game or not, so I'm going to try to test this. So right now I'm testing my voice. We're going to see how Virtual Dub compresses this, and if everything came out okay, we'll be back to explain what this game is. Okay, it's all coming out correctly, so I think we're ready to begin. Welcome back again, I know it's only been a few seconds, but it's been a minute or two for me, to Armageddon Empires. This is a turn-based strategy game. It's also a deck-building game, and there's dice involved, much like a board game. In fact, there will be a board present during this game. There's not going to be a lot of animation, as I believe I mentioned already in this game, but it's still a wonderful, wonderful strategy game. There is a lot of luck involved, though. I believe I am more of a Eurotrash gamer than a Ameritrash gamer. Not that there's anything wrong with rolling lots of dice. I've played Warhammer 40k and War Machine, so I'm familiar with miniature games, but I'm a bigger fan of worker placement and so on. That said, this game was produced by one person, I think, Vic Hagen, I want to say, and his website is Cryptic Comet. So if you like this game, he's made more than just this one. I think he has 4 games out there, and I'll try to eventually upload all of them, some samples of them. By all means, go there and purchase it. I think the game's like $10, I want to say, maybe a little more than that, maybe a little less. Anyway, oh that's weird. My fraps is let's see if I can get the fraps going. There we go. As you can see, I am playing version 1.08c, Tip of the Spear. I can't remember, but this was a free expansion offered to this game to help try to rebalance it a little bit. Not that that'll matter to you, if you've never seen this game before. So, I've been thinking that the best way to show off this game, and for us to play through it, is to just do a new game, show you what it's like. After about 20 turns or so, we'll go and see what it takes to make a deck to play this game. And then we'll take a break. It'll probably be, this entire thing might be upwards to a few hours. I plan to continue this playthrough kind of randomly, so just like how I was recording Grim Dawn, and now I don't really have chapters to it or something of the sort, this will be something I do in my free time when I'm not uploading something else, or rather, when I'm compressing files or so on. So without further ado, let's hit New Game. Actually, let's hit Create Deck really quick to show you what different factions are in the game. If you've played deck games before, Magic the Gathering, L5R, what's other games that have factions in them? I think Game of Thrones, the Living Card game. I think there's a Star Wars one out, and so on. I don't play any collectible card games any longer, but if you're familiar with them, this game has 4 different factions in it. The factions are the Empire of Man. You can consider them to be Imperial Guard and or Space Marines, along with armored divisions and so on. So you have tanks, walkers, jets, bombers, etc., etc. The Machine Empire, you can consider them to be Necrons, only they're also kind of Terminators, also kind of pure machines. Lots of mechanical spiders. They like mechanical spiders. Xenopods are H.P. Lovecraft inspired, lots of crazy looking horrors from outer space. The Free Mutants are a combination of, well, I don't know how to describe them. They're basically the remnants of a terrible nuclear war and dinosaurs. So, those are the factions. They're all actually pretty awesome. They also have some special bonuses and penalties. Actually, mostly just bonuses, but I can't remember really what they are, so when we get in the game, I'll have to see if I can figure out a way to do that. We can see our options here. We can do a quick initiative. There's all sorts of quick rolls, so you don't actually have to see the dice get rolled, but we're going to leave them alone. Card in hand info rollover. So if we hover over a card, it will give us a quick description of it. We're not going to grant the AI any starting resources because it's already tough enough. We could not enable optional fuel rates. This means that to move big units, you actually have to spend energy to do so. This was a way of making sure that people would kind of mix up the deck a little, and it hurts the AI a little as well, but we'll leave all this off for the basic game. So with that said, let's start a new game, and we'll see what this is like. So, this is the game settings, as you can see. We have to choose a maximum card points. This is the limit of the amount of whatever it is we're going to use that we're going to be playing. If I leave at 175 and 5, I only have the Dead Walkers that I can use. Apparently that's the only deck I have that's at the 175 point level. The game comes with several other starting decks, but I got rid of them because they're just okay. So I made this deck myself. It's not perhaps the best deck. It's kind of themed. This is kind of a cyborg deck. Again, not making a whole lot of sense to you probably at the moment, but we'll go ahead and start. I'll explain most of this once we get to the deck building phase, which will happen after I show off the game for a little bit. Tile points, we'll see what tiles are soon. Map size, we'll leave this all of the same. Normal resources will be normal. Uncommon. Specials uncommon. And we'll pick 2 opponents. That'll give me a chance to talk about some of the stuff and give you a good chance to see of what at least 2 of these guys are composed of. Actually, we're going to leave it on a normal map size, a large map size. And 2 opponents, is that good? No. One opponent normal. Okay. Let's go ahead and start before changing my mind. Oh, we're fighting the free mutants. Okay. So here we go. First, right away, we have the who gets to place their tiles first. Now, I don't really know, as a quick aside, why this is all that important, why we get to roll this many dice. I don't think it's that important. We never start directly across next to each other. But that said, let's roll the dice and we'll see what this looks like. Okay, so the winner gets the result. In this case, the Free Mutants got 6 successes, and we got 4. In my time playing this game, I'm pretty sure success is actually like a 33% chance. So basically, it's like rolling a 5 or a 6. That said, the Free Mutants did really well. I don't think it's a 50-50 shot to win these rolls. I might be wrong. I'll check the manual when we're done. Okay, so the Free Mutants are going to place their tile somewhere down on this board. Now it's our turn. The board will not look like this when we're playing. It will actually be detailed and so on. But this is just showing us how big the map is. These highlighted areas are where we can actually place our starting tile here. When you build a deck, you will also select these tiles. These tiles show you their resources that they produce each turn. You will need a means to collect these in order to secure them, to use them to play cards from your hand. If you've played a game like Magic the Gathering, you could consider this to be some sort of automatic mana generation. If you played L5R, this is automatic gold, but different currencies. I know that game doesn't have any. I can't think of any game that has multiple types of currency in it, except for Magic. So that said, we're going to go ahead and put this card right here. Boop. If we had more tiles, we could place them on any spot that's green around this. Only the green spots can we place tiles. But we don't have any more, because we're playing a 175 and 5 deck. So that said, I think we're ready to go. We'll go ahead and set the tile here. I may now drag my Stronghold card onto a tile that I have placed on the map. So here's our starting Stronghold tile. I will explain what all this means once we start. We're ready to go. Let's hit start game. The maps are always randomly generated. There is no set scenarios to beat in the game, unlike StarCraft or perhaps Shogun Total War or anything of the sort. And I think we're ready to go. Every turn that begins will be presented with this screen. This allows us to bid resources that we are about to earn to buy additional dice to try to win the initiative. In this game, there's very little reason to go second. The second player, or third player, or fourth player always gets less action points on their turn than the people above them. In a 2-player game, it's pretty substantial, the difference in action points you get. That said, to start, we're not going to bid any of these starting resources because we really need starting resources. In particular, we really need this materials to start. So we're going to let these go up there into our starting funds. So we're going to hit done. And we can see the Free Mutants also did not spend any resources, so they too are holding on to whatever it is that they've earned. We'll see who goes first by rolling the dice. Looks like we are. We got 2 successes, the Free Mutants got 0. This gives us 12 action points, and I'm about to explain what that is, and the Free Mutants get 6. So let's start our first turn. So, here's the world around us. As you can see, this is a post-apocalyptic world. I believe the story, it goes that sometime in the future, one race shows up from space, these xenopods. Mankind doesn't know what to do about this, and they start attacking us or something of the sort. The Machine Empire has been at war with them for I don't know how long. They show up to Earth to try to cleanse them. I believe nuclear war erupts as humans start launching missiles and whatever to blow up the invaders. The invaders, both sides, leave the planet, but they leave small forces behind. In the meantime, also, the humans went underground, some of their armies or whatnot were saved, and so on. But there were also factions above ground, the Free Mutants. Thus, after the apocalypse, dinosaurs are walking around the Earth again. The humans have re-emerged from whatever safeholds or strongholds they had. Machine Empires are still around inside whatever remnants that they possessed upon landing on Earth and trying to fight out the Xenopods. The Xenopods are also still around, so that's the basic story. We're actually in a really poor position, or good position, depending upon how you look at it. This is really rough terrain around us. So let's take a look and see what all of this does. This is your mini-map button, as you can see what it does right away. This shows everything that I've currently stepped on. This is my current zone of control, and everything that I have observed and what strength my radar is for that area.